That time, if you look at the kiss, I used to have glasses like this ones. I used to wear a lot of dark shades.
Yes, because of your eyes. But that day it was not the eyes.
Yeah.
That day
no, it was still the eyes. The eyes had it. The eyes had the linkage to the heart. Bro, nilikuwa feda inaenda juu tunacheka na Chito nini. Feda ikienda hivi chini, I'm back.
Yeah.
I'll go cry in the toilet, come back again, nini. Because I loved this person so much. And I cared about this person so much. And I thought that making them happy and defining my life around them was my purpose. And I expected the same from them. Little did I know, for them, I was a means to an end. And when this person, the person was showing me their colors all along, but remember the empath? I was making excuses. Maybe because of this. And I was empowering this person to. So personally, I'm a builder.
Yeah.
I build people up, even in relationships. All my exes, I never left them where I found them. All of them.
Yeah.
And they can attest to it. Like where I found you, I make you better. I always make, even my friends, people around me, I'll always make you better. So even this person, I built her, like she achieved a lot. I remember even her company name, I came up with that name. And we opened a few biasharas, Nini, and I was trying to, and it was for her because she was happy and she was my happiness. You get? And when finally it dawned on me like, sasa happened, sasa mwisho. Because, for a man, most of the time men will be in relationships and the women will do a lot of other things and the man will stay until ugongewe.
Yes.
Ukigongewa is the man, when the man wakes up, hey. Yeah, all the other things, most men stay in relationship with them. The disrespect, kuna wale natukanwa, kuna wale, the things they're doing are not being appreciated. They're the ones who are just being used and the other ones who are being abused, either emotionally or Some are even being physically violated.
Yes.
Yeah, in relationship, but they stay. Amenipikia tuka coffee. Mama anakuanga hiva kijam. Mwingine amemwagiwa maji moto, mwingine amemwagiwa chakula, mwingine apikiwi. All of these things. And when this happens, most of the men will stay. They'll make excuses on behalf of.
Yes.
Maze, unajua madei maze, mimi maze, mino nilifanya. Juzi, I did a post. I was talking about toxic women. And I saw a lot of comments for ladies saying, but unajua wanaume wakangi chini kusema, nini ulifanya ikafanyio dema kafika hapo. If that is the reasoning, then, if that's the reasoning, then we can easily say, when a man gets physically abusive to a woman, we can say, ni nini yo msichana amefanya ikafanya yo mwanaume akafika hapo.
Yeah.
You see? So let's not think like that. When someone is not a good person, it doesn't matter what you do.
Yeah.
Ati nini, unajua wanaume ndio wamefanya. No, when someone is abusive, someone is abusive. As a woman, when your boyfriend is abusive, he's just abusive. Usiaika chini, ni nini nimefanya ikafanya. No. And if you're a man, when the woman is abusive, the woman is abusive. Yeah. Don't sit down and say, ni nini nimefanya. Unasikia ati, but najua wanaume wanacheatingi. Yes. But besides cheating, there are also other mistakes that we make in relationships. You see, I'm not saying cheating is good. I'm just saying, let's not downplay toxicity and look for excuses to cover it.
Yeah, but also even in the grand scheme of things, I keep on saying, in the grand scheme of things, cheating is probably at the lower base. In the grand scheme of things. There are people think cheating is the worst that can. I'm like, cheating is possibly in the spectrum. There's far much more. You can lose your vision. And if you lose your vision because of something that's happened with somebody, you have no sight in life. So that's why you just keep finding yourself gongai ngokutas and just not living it up. Because then there's somebody, because when you mentioned something, there's someone I dated who was similar like that. In fact, she's a YouTuber. So there's a time I saw on her videos, she said, there was this relationship I was in, and the person just didn't appreciate me. I was like, wait, what? You start scheming. I'm like, wait, you've only dated two. Me and somebody else.
No, at least you thought she did it too.
I'm like, so are you saying I was not appreciating you? But then I realized what appeared for me, what appeared as appreciation for her wasn't. Because what she expected me to do was to be giving husband duties to a girlfriend. So pay for me A, B, C, D. So I'm supposed to be, there's this vision that I have. You have to fund my vision.
Yeah.
But uko na baba yako, unaishi kwa nyumba yake, ongelesha baba yako. So, there are those type of things and those conversations. So I realized at that point, I was like, oh no, it's an understanding. You understood what appreciation should be here.
Yeah.
I was understanding something differently. However, in fact, that chick, I usually look sometimes, hey, that chick taught me a lot, bro. That one taught me a lot. I would not be on radio if it wasn't for that damn. I know.
Wow. Okay.
She's a chick that told me, yeah, you have some. She used to push me. She would tell me, go do this. Look for that Nini. Look for the guy. Talk to the guy. And that's how I found myself on. Paka, even there was a time when I was doing, I think it was 2 years ago, I was doing 10 years on radio, 10 years in media. And I remember thinking to myself, wow, like if I actually never started dating that chick, but then I asked myself, maybe I was never meant to date her. Maybe I turned a destiny helper into a shore. And she should have stayed at that point. So I think some of us end up dating people. So this person comes to connect in our lives. Their duty in our life is to push us somewhere. But because of the closeness in which they come in, we say, hey, it's a fine shoreban. Because remember, your partner is still a destiny helper. The person you marry is still supposed to be your destiny.
Yeah.
So you look at them and like, hey, this is a fine shore. You start dating the person who's meant to connect you. So now you stay with a destiny connector thinking they are a destiny helper.
Yeah.
So you stay with them for a while. Now, things start turning out in a different way. So now they start getting frustrated or you start getting frustrated because the purpose in their life was fulfilled. They were there to show you the door. You took them with you in the door. Now they don't know what the other side of the door looks like. Walizoea hii side ya kufungua. They don't know what happens when you shut the door on the other side and all these other problems start coming through. So there's a way when you look at it in a hindsight. And that's why you see, I like having conversations with guys like you because then we're able to walk the journey and you're able to say, okay, actually, this good thing came out of here.
Yeah.
But if I was to ask you, like right now, which ex of yours can you pick up a phone and be like, you know what? You're a good person. Is there any of your exes you can do that with?
Yeah. No, generally, I think nearly all my exes were like good people.
Mm-hmm.
So apart from the baby mamas, when a child is involved and then people don't have a lot of information or knowledge, and then these two parties want different things, is now when the miscommunication comes in. For example, there's a baby mama who will want you to take care of the child and take care of her. And if you don't, you are the enemy.
Yeah.
And there's a baby mama who will want you to take care of the child, but they don't want you to see the child. Okay? And there's a baby mama who will want you to take care of the child and still take care of her needs. Emotional.
Needs in capital letters.
In needs. Yes. So if you're not taking care of her needs, then now you can't see your child. Okay? Then there's also a baby mama who will want you to see the child, be with the child, but they will not be in the child's life. We also have those ones. We kana mtoto. Mpaka unampiga unamwambia, "We rada." Then also we have a baby mama who will stay with the child, but because something did not work out between you two, now mtoto atakuwa kama healing therapist wake. Mtoto atatandikwa na maneno. Mtoto ataambiwa vitu. Your dad is this, babako ni malaya, babako ni whatever. Mtoto atakuwa anatukana on your behalf. The child will have a lot of beatings for you. You see? So we also have that one. And then also we have a baby mama who, if it doesn't work out, now mtoto come to akambo. Because the child looks like you or the child reminds them of you. So they relieve their pressure from the child. So just ignore the toys. So they have a couple of toys, but kuna tu mtoi mwenye ako zile za. You see? So we have different parts, but only when the child is involved. But generally, you find they're just good people if the child is not involved. Like if you look at my exes that I've been with and we don't have a child, kuna wale walikuwa tu wazuri, mpaka kuna ka moment uko zile za, like the one who gave me the serious heartbreak, I loved her so much. And she didn't love me back. I thought she did. Okay? And I assumed she did. And if you look at how we had good memories, like I remember the biggest problem of the heartbreak was everywhere I was going, there was a memory of her. You go to the cinema, like, god damn. We used to sit in that corner, man. Unakula popcorn, like, yeah, she used to chew it like that. So those were the things that, but if you look at those memories, they were nice until something happened.
Yes.
Like every relationship is normally good until something happens. Either the funding stops, ama the fire stops, ama something stops, then now you become enemies. Then you're like, no, we can still co-parent and be...
can be cordial with one another. It's possible.
Yeah, like me, I still look at my baby mamas. No, with some of them we talk, some of them we don't talk. But also when you talk with some of them, you realize, wewe nakuona wewe, unajirealign. Ama unaongea na mimi because unataka nikusaidie kufanya A, B, C, D. Aongea na mimi because you are genuinely a good person.
Yes.
It's like the people who are good because they want to go to heaven. They're not good because they're good people.
Yeah.
They're good people because they're afraid of hellfire. Yeah. So some baby mamas are good to you because you're the financier. Ama some are good to you because you're still sleeping with them. Ama some are good to you because sasa penye wameenda pia walifikiria ni kuzuri, kimewaramba sasa anaangalia ako lakini all my people wenyewe as much as huyu jamaa alikuwa hivi na hivi, he's a little bit. Yeah, so there are some that were good. I can't really point where. Do you know I used to have an ex used to tell me to laugh and I start laughing?
Checker.
You know my ex. Yeah, like she had so much power over me. I think, that was my first heartbreak. It was serious, bro. I nearly died. Si ile story ya Fred Omondi. Ukumbuki? When Fred Omondi alinigongea, the late Fred Omondi. I've spoken about it in a couple of places.
Yeah.
Hey, boy, hey, brother. If it was not my mom, hey, but mamangu pia amesimama na mimi. I think all my heartbreaks, I've had 3 heartbreaks, yes. 3 serious heartbreaks. And my mom has always been there. He's fine, man.
Yeah.
Stay strong, baba. Like you, ile nilikuwa naenda kumada Fred Omondi. Wacheni, okay, I nearly cracked a dark joke. Yeah. Yeah, but...
I get it, but yeah.
Yeah.
I get it.
My mom told me...
I've seen it clearly.
You've seen it? Yeah.
Let me leave it in my head.
Let's leave it right there because it was a very dark joke. So my mom is the one who told me, no, utafungwa jela, nini. But nilikuwa nimeshaangalia. I was like, I'm gonna kill this guy, man.
Yeah.
Kill this guy, man. It was so bad. And then I think I've said this story before, and I was so mad and angry, and I was like, it's over, and she couldn't let me go. And akachukua kisu akasema, kama it's over, baby, na jiwa. And I was like, kill yourself. And akaanza kujikata, najikata. So unajua kishajikata hii side, ni ngumu kushika kisu tena ujikata hii side. Juu sasa nguvu imeni. Akajikata maze, she was bleeding, and I was like, die. And Owago akamchukua akamkimbiza Mata Hospital, akashonwa, then she came back. Then akatoa nguo zangu akaanza kuvua. Like, yo, it was crazy. And
obviously, and I think that's one of the things about every time I have conversation with you about relationship, I realize, like, bro, you've lived the life of like 10 men.
Yeah.
In like, especially relationship-wise.
Yeah.
Like you have some other dramas to the point, but I've been there before where someone tried to kill themselves. But me, I didn't know. Me, I had chomokada, and then I came back, the house was smelling of Dettol liquid. So I'm like, hey.
Yeah, dating bougie chicks.
Like this house is big clean.
Kienyeji ni kisu tu ya mboga. Hakuna pesa ya afford rat.
Naangalia, I drunk, like, it was the thing, this amount. Akafanya liquid.
Mimi, kuna kisu, kuna kukunywa moxil, na shambala. Unajua shambala?
What's shambala, bro?
So shambala, there are these 2 bling-blings that they used to trade with beads. There's time I used to wear a lot of them. If you look at my videos,
yes, I remember. I used to have a lot.
Then also kwa shingo, shambala, zile kwa round. Alikata even a moxil. Anamwaga mazee, mimi niko zibe. Unajua ile time when things happen and then you are together, and then you feel they've offended you.
Yeah.
And then now they want the easy way out. I'm like, you do it, man. So like this other one, Moxil clearly didn't work, but well.
She lived to...
The shambala pia quite digested, so alitoa later, the way it went.
Hey, bro, we ended up in Hosi. What are you saying? See, she kunywa, so me, I get the digs, I just find someone is... And then I'm smelling something, and then there was also... And then I had Piritons. 21 pills. So me, I'm like, yo, what's happening?
Wait, is she alive?
Yeah, she's alive.
Damn. Okay, dark joke, guys.
So I looked at it. So when I'm like, wait, where's the Piritons? And then I'm looking at this person, the Anangovu. Just like, so I'm like, yo. And then in my head, I'm like, if you die here, now they have to close my house for a police case.
You would be. Unasema police case, kwa committee.
I'm like, let's go.
Yeah, go kwa committee.
So we rushed, went to the hospital. So while she's in the hospital, so they asked me what happened. I'm like, you guys, I don't know. But what I know is the liquid soap is no more.
And ain't no clothes been washed.
And I'm seeing somebody is like this. So they start asking her, what did you do? So I'm like, I need to call her mom. I had to call her mom and her dad and be like, yo, mtoto wenu ako hapa. Now, this sounds bad, but I thank God it wasn't because of me. It was because they had an argument with the mother. Yes. But I was like, ata we're planning. You know,
if she died in your house, ata story ya mama can get talker.
Exactly, because now they say it's me. However, the beauty was that day she sent a text to her mom. Oh, you're not never nice to me. So I'd have been like, guys, please. It's a text.
Evidence kwa kalatas. Yeah. But
however,
still,
most people would not think because the man is always the bad guy. So that, however, that taught me something very vital.
Yeah.
Msichana kulala kwa nyumba yangu. Never. After that, never happened. Yeah. I never did the Atio come and sleep in my house, staying past 5 p.m. You're staying where I can see you in my corner. What are you doing?
No, just don't break her heart. She ain't gonna die for nothing.
But you see now, essentially that's how it's supposed to be. Essentially, Yeshua is not supposed to be sleeping in our houses. So for me, what it just did, iliniskuma in the right direction faster. But I learned that thing from that relationship at that time. That is the time I said, even at the medicine was never really in my house much.
Yeah.
Ama if I used to put hide in a compartment. Oh, I'm looking for Panadol. You want what? How many do you want? I'm gonna bring the
Panadol limbi. Bono nataka ine.
I bring here, have. Even I just generally became more careful in that part of my life. I was just more careful. I was just a bit more. When I hear, my mom has pissed me off. I'm not. In fact, I'm gonna go. Okay, not to my house. Go wherever you wanna go to. Just don't come here. I learned that at that point.
Yeah.
So, but it was a very good. It's as much right now as much as when you look at some of these things, you're like, you see the flip side of it. Me, to be honest, I saw the hand of God because I was like, that chick is alive now. So ain't nobody. And I mean, I've not seen her in so many years, but I'm like, nobody. If she, in fact, I think they diagnosed her like bipolar 2 or something. Some of those things.
Yeah.
But I look at that and I'm like, yeah. Because then what I'm gathering, at least from one of the things I'm hearing from you, one of the things I believe is when you're angry, just chill, relax yourself. Because even like that Muse, the way that Muse came and told you, and he gave you the idea of, which also it means around us when there are situations, there's always someone who has wisdom.
Yes.
The only way you'll identify them is if you're silent enough to see who is not fueling this situation. Which person is actually seated here? There's somebody who always has wisdom for us. Which also, remember, in the Bible talks about the counsel of the ungodly. There's a part in the Bible that talks about the counsel of the ungodly. That there are people who are around us who are ungodly. Yani their mouth just tells us things that just don't make sense. So we have to watch that we are in the counsel of the wise, not the ungodly. In fact, it says, beware of the man who sits in the counsel of the ungodly, sits in the seat of the scornful, and in the way of sinners. So me, this is how I interpret it usually. I'm like, so if I see a guy is going over there, na hapo kuna bibi ya wenyewe, nisikae kwa njia yake. Get out of the way. Get out of the way. Be like, unaenda wapi kwa bibi ya nani? My friend, please. Go your way. Because guess what happens? If that situation lipukas, but then nilimwona na Chito kwa barabara.
Ni Morio wa Chito.
So then now that part is also standing in the way of sinners. So there are many things that I think we can draw. So basically, even in relationships, there's that aspect of there are people around us who carry wisdom. We should be able to identify those people on the onset to know this one has wise words. Huyu anakuanga tu wa entertainment. So you have that sort of logic and that thinking. But also from your story, what I'm also seeing, especially in regards to lessons, I'm also learning, just don't have many baby mamas.
No, so having many baby mamas is not a decision that you make.
Yeah, it's not a decision, but if you can...
if you can, and I can give you the lessons I've learned from how not to have many baby mamas. Okay? So number 1, don't have sex.
Basic.
Yeah.
Basic.
If you have sex, use protection.
Use a condom.
Those are the 2 sure bets that you'll not have a baby mama. The reason is this. There's none of my kids that I planned for. And that I was ready for.
Yeah.
My son came, I was 20. It was my first experience. Like, this woman is the one who taught me, yo, this is the shit.
Yeah.
You know, remember me, I was very godly and very church going and
You're
very
a pastor's kid.
yeah. So there are things I was afraid of. Then that video for Tuju, the one for STI, is also traumatized me. I was like, I'm not going to touch nobody's daughter.
Yeah.
If that's the way that thing is, no. And then so later when this happened, I was like, oh la la, okay, oh, nice. Then boom, a baby boy. And before I was ready for that one, Brianna happened, and then Ada happened, then Lola. So if I look at all these things, I was like, the mistake I was doing is I was trusting the other party more than I was trusting myself. How do I mean?
Hey, by the way, this doesn't mean he doesn't love his children. Obinna loves his children very much.
No, you don't have to tell them. It's up to you, man.
Yeah,
I know my relationship with my kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, you think I don't love them?
Yeah.
You remember what I told you? I'm not doing it for you. Those are my people. I'm doing it for me. So, a lady will tell you, I'm on my safe days. And then wewe utaingia na kila kitu. And then you find maybe she had missed her dates. Ama kuna demo mwenye atachukua lese kitu kama P2. Then ita backfire.
Totally. Shikilia tu.
Yeah, mtoto anashikilia anasema, God damn, no. No.
I'm not
I had to stand on business. Yeah. Na pia kuna ule pia mwenye atakuangalia aseme, huyu Chito huyu, mi time yangu inapita, mi nataka nipate mtoi nikiwa hii age, na huyu Chito na naka kuwa responsible. So wacha nikae nini, and then unaenda anakwambia niko sawa nini, usiogope, you don't trust me nini, and then bam. Na kuna ule pia ina happen by accident. Even her she didn't want. Na akashtukia ama nikondiko ikararuka. There are normally a couple of reasons.
Yeah.
Like me, there's a baby mama that nilimwekea handbrake. But akachomoa handbrake. You see? Drops the mic. Literally. Yeah. So nilimwekea handbrake. Mi nimejua tuko na handbrake ya 4 years or something. A little handbrake. How do you know? Baadaye unaambiwa, hey, rada.
Yeah.
Mi na find out come to years as a liwa, hey, my guy. Yeah. I'm like, but see, you had a handbrake. So what will I do? Kill the child? No. That's an innocent being. That's an angel. I'm like, yeah, so what are we going to do? I'm going to take care of the child.
Yeah.
But me and you, it's over. It's a wrap. It's never going to happen again because now I don't trust you. Now you are my enemy, but we have a child to raise. So we're going to make a truce for the sake of the baby. Yeah. So for men, not having baby mamas, that is the only way I can tell you how to do it.
Yeah.
Don't have sex. If you have sex, make sure all the time unatoka na watoto wako hivi.
Yeah.
Na usiwadampa hapo kwa hiyo dustbin. Either flush them in the toilet ama live with it tena nayo kwingine. Yeah. Because wewe unaweza toka na ukufikiri umeweka hapo nini alafu.
Yeah. And
then there are also these people who wakishamaliza whatever anajipanguza na towel. Then the lady pia anajipanguza na the same towel. You might find some children are hanging on the towel like, Daddy. Then amejipanguza now they find a home. They're like, yeah, swimming again. Yeah. Yeah. So just be careful with the things you're doing around yourself when you're about to have sexual intercourse. Yeah. Because now that is what guards.
Yeah.
You see. And then now, having dramatic baby mamas is also, it has nothing to do with you.
Yeah,
as a man. Okay? I also learned this later on. Bro, it has nothing to do with you. Where umepatia mtu ball, take care of your shit, bro.
Yeah.
Stand on business. Fight to be in your child's life as a man. It doesn't matter what the woman did, whether she was abusive, she was toxic, she's an alcoholic, she's bipolar, she's whatever, she's psycho. It doesn't matter. Tayari ni mama mtoto wako.
Yeah.
Take care of your child. It's not gonna be easy, bro. It's going to be a fight that is unnecessary but necessary.
Yes.
Unakati unajiuliza, mbona tunapigana? Tunapigana ndio nione mtoi.
Yeah.
Sometimes you'll be sending money and the money you'll be sending will not be used to do what its intended purpose is.
Yeah.
Mtoi ameparara, mtoi ni whatever, nini, you show up, mtoi anakachokorana, umetuma do, kuna manguo utakuwa natuma za kwa zinachomwa, ukibai chakula inaweza kuwa inamwagwa, utakuwa unatoka na mtoi kwa na mtoi unaambiwa umepeleka mtoto wangu mama yako. There's so much that will happen.
Yeah.
You'll be trolled online saying, you know, that you're deadbeat dad just because you've not sent money the way they want it to happen. You know, also men, we don't have money all the time.
Yeah.
Sometimes hauna na unaambia mtu wenyewe, sahi sina.
Yes.
Hiyo time pia utaokotwa.
Yeah.
Kama hauna basi basi mbona ulikuwa unaniweka mimba? And you'll sit down and remember you told this woman you didn't want a child. And I mean, you'll remember, and this woman told me she was safe. I mean, you remember say this woman da. Now what you're doing is you're just shifting blames, but there's already a child.
Yes.
So forget all the side shows. Lock in. Ni umtoi nataka kwa life yake. The police might not help you. Children's court might not help you. The streets might not help you. Only God might be able to help you.
Yeah.
Because consistency and persistence sometimes takes over.
Yes.
You're consistent in the war, atachoka. Evil people get tired sometimes.
Yeah.
Because Mungu akisimamanga sometimes, watu wanakuwa zile za, mwache aone basi huyo mtoto nini. So, stand on business, fight is not gonna be easy. That is how you be in your child's life. But the woman being dramatic and abusive and whatever as a baby mama is not on you. It has nothing to do with usijiblame. Ati but unajua huyu nini.
Yeah.
Children grow up, yes, but they grow up traumatized. Like me, I look at my kids, I'm like, so sometimes I try to overlove them, which is also not good, but I'm trying to compensate on the trauma they've gone through. Because my kids have seen me transition through a couple of relationships and they've seen a couple of abuse happen here and there. You get? And nowadays, I take to the hills when I see certain red flags. And that is also a sign for also the other men who are watching this thing. Lessons I've also learned from my exes. Bro, see the red flags, run. Never stay because of the child. If you stay because of the child, utajeka kwa mangori zenye unge avoid earlier on. I stayed because of some of my kids. Let me not narrow down because so I'm talking general. There are some of my kids that I stayed because of them. And while I was staying because of this particular kid, I was hurting the other kids. You get? There are some relationships that have gone because of me. And when I was saying because of me, I was hurting my kids. Because the kids are just like, as we don't endorse this thing, but I'm like, hey guys, man, I want someone for me. I also need love, da. And then this thing happens. And later when you're outside, you're like, wait a minute. Then the kids start kufunguka. Mbona muku niambia? Some of the things they've said is on their channel. If you watch their channel, you'll see them talking about some things that were happening before. And I was just like, you guys never told me. They're like, yeah, we never knew how you'll react because we saw nini. So nowadays I take to the hills. The problem of running away as a man, one, you'll be branded a coward, which is good. Cowards live longer. And then also you want to stay and fight with a woman. Then also, if you run to the hill, sometimes they come after you because they think you're afraid. Which is true. I'm afraid of what I will do to you. And if I do it to you, the consequences will fall on my kids. So I will run away. Call me all the names, do whatever. They'll come for you. They'll come in. There's a relationship I was in recently and the person wasn't nice. And I bailed. And I was told a lot of things. And I saw a lot of things online and everywhere. And I was just looking and I'm like, if I decide to start talking today, and I've also realized this thing about most men, starting with myself, there's so much we don't say for the sake of the other person. Because I also said this thing last week on Nini I shot on my phone on a video I did, that one for toxic women. A lot of men, we tell the other man not to talk. Mi sahi ukikama uko na ngori na wife yako, no nakwambia bro, lenga maze, cheza chini bro. Unajua huyu ni mama watoto wako maze. Bro, achana nayo maze, acha iende. But do you know what her friends are telling her? Nani Chito, guy, surely, talk baby girl, sema, speak it out, sema kidogo wine mbili tatu, say it. And then she'll say it, and then 7 of her friends will also say it to their friends, and their friends will say it to their friends. But mi ukikutana mi pekao mi, hata hawa mamori hawatajua. Mi nishakwambia bro, cheza chini, be a man maze. Lenga hiyo story maze. No, nyamazia. Ati amedu? Amebonda gari yako yote. No, lenga maze. Si uko na insurance? Oh, hauna? Maze, ongea na meke, utalipa hiyo kitu alafu wewe cheza chini.
Yeah.
But now you know what you're doing wrong is the next man is going to be in a similar situation. And they'll not know what to do because Obinna and Chito never spoke. So the thing is only them. So they will stay. You see that story for women trying to commit suicide? It happens more times than enough in relationships, and men don't talk about it. Personally, in my DM currently I have 5. Wanaume wananiambia 2 hata wakanitumia evidence. Kuna mwingine there's a show I've started, it's called Men Problems, where now I'm allowing men to now talk about problems they've been in relationships. Now just give me the story, we laugh about it, nini, and then how you manage to come out of it, and now other men will learn from it. So kuna mwingine tena juzi last week, demu yake amejikatakata mpaka kapelekwa OC. I have the videos. So when you look at this thing, you're like, na kuna mwingine tena demu yake akarecord video akamwambia, mimi nenda kujiua na naja nikijiua ni wewe ndo utafungwa jela. Nini. So when such things happen, these men think, it's just me maze. Maze demu yangu maze amejam maze amepata message kwa simu yangu maze amejam. So ni message ampata kwa simu yangu amejam, anasema atakujiua. So let me manage it. Let me love her even more and let me be more present. Yeah, so you stop serving your purpose as a man, you start living for this person. And when you're doing that, another thing will happen. Bro, every relationship has mistakes. There's always something that will happen.
Yeah.
And when it happens, she'll try it again. Do you know one day she'll be successful?
Yeah.
And when she does that, who goes to jail?
It's the guy who goes to jail.
So the minute you see it, bro, run for the hills. Toka bro, kama ni kuacha vitu wacha. Juzi nimeona ni Nairobi Gossip Club wamepost, kuna dem ameenda kararua vitu kwa nyumba ya boys fulani nini, ufa akapiga, ameipiga kwa nini, hata amebudo ufa. Amesok. Ufa nini. And it happens so many times that even men come to the house, manguo zimechongwa zimeraruliwa, mtu mwingine ameiba manguo zako amefanya nini. Yeah. It happens.
Yeah.
And men stay because mama alikuwa amejamba ze. Unajua alikuwa amejua naongea na Stacy maze mama amejam, and then you stay. Bro, you're making the biggest mistake in your life. It's the same way I'll say, for any woman, men are not as dramatic as kuchoma nini, but a man atakuslap. The minute he slaps you, my sister,
run for the hills.
Run to the hills, ondoka, because leo atakuslap. Next time itakuwa ni slap mbili. Singine atakupiga ngumi. So moja atakuchapa kwa tumbo, uterus yako ita rupture. You'll never be able to give birth again because you stayed. And you saw the signs. Bro, I saw the sign and it opened up my eyes. Yes. I saw this. Bro, I've done those mistakes. Learn from me. My guy, Toka. Yeah. Them are threatened to kukupiga, matusi, kujiua, Toka.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, on that note, I think this is a good place to end, because at least now we're able to wrap up and see all the lessons that we can get from the things that Busy has been through. But thank you so much for joining us, man. It's the Golden Voice Live, where we heal, we teach, we raise, and we build, all for your benefit. See you on the next one. Cheers.
Imeisha hivyo. Goddamn, bring it back. Wearing the full love of Jesus Christ, ready to win.